We can watch Dawson's Creek later. I gotta do this now. No, come on. I'm recording. Okay, we'll watch Dawson's Creek later. Sorry about that. Hi, this is Mr. Lindenberg again, here to tell you about coordinating conjunction or fanboy commas. Coordinating conjunctions are words that are used to connect two independent clauses. And an easy way to remember all of the coordinating conjunctions in the world is to remember the acronym FANBOY, which stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So if you want to combine two independent clauses or sentences, you would use one of these bad boys to connect them. When two independent clauses are connected by a coordinating conjunction, put a comma before the conjunction. So let's take a look at an example sentence. If my two independent clauses are I like tacos and my favorite tacos are soft shell, and I want to connect these sentences. Okay, so each of these could stand by their own as sentences, but on their own they're kind of lame, and I wanted to put them together into one marvelous sentence. I need to choose one of my fanboys to put in here to bring these sentences together. So the next decision that comes into play is which fanboy do I choose? If you notice, these two sentences are closely related. I like tacos, my favorite tacos are soft shell. So I would want to choose a fanboy that would connect two closely related sentences. If we come over here and just cruise through these, and is the fanboy that makes more sense. I like tacos and my favorite tacos are soft shell. If you were to take a fanboy like but and put it in there, I like tacos, but my favorite tacos are soft shell, that doesn't make sense because but suggests that something is going to contrast. Similarly with nor or yet. If you're going to choose a fanboy like or, then you're giving two options. If you're going to choose a fanboy like so, then you're going to say something like this happened, so this happened. But for these two sentences, the fanboy to choose would be and. So that's something to keep in mind when you're using fanboys to connect two independent clauses. It's choosing the correct fanboy. So I slap these together and I ultimately end up with the sentence, I like tacos and my favorite tacos are soft shell. Riveting, I know, to you hard shell people, but there's something to me about being able to roll it up into a nice little burrito and trap in all the meat down the back. But anyway, let's look at some more example sentences that use fanboys to connect two independent clauses. So up here we look at sentence number 1. Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback on the face of the earth, comma, yet he did not win a Super Bowl. So to see if this comma is used correctly, let's make sure we have two independent clauses, or clauses that could stand alone as sentences. Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback on the face of the earth. Check, that could be a sentence. He did not win a Super Bowl. Check, that could also be a sentence. But I don't want them to be separate sentences. I want them to be married to one. So I use my comma, coordinating conjunction, yet. Now, why did I choose yet? And doesn't really make sense here. Dan was the greatest quarterback on the face of the earth, and he did not win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's not using your coordinating conjunctions to their full effect. I'm trying to say that he's the greatest ever, yet he did not win a Super Bowl. So this, places more emphasis on these two facts. So, an example of a coordinating conjunction that doesn't use and or but, the two common ones. Let's take a look at another one. The black mailbox becomes excited as a dog approaches. That could be a sentence on its own, comma, but it is disappointed when the Labrador continues by. Right, it is disappointed when the Labrador continues by could also be a sentence. We use the comma, coordinating conjunction, to bring these two sentences together. And the coordinating conjunction but makes sense here because the mailbox is excited. And again, you would not use and it's disappointed when the Labrador goes by. That's true, but gives you more effect. It makes the sentence more riveting, even if you didn't think it was that riveting in the first place. This third sentence is a fun one because it uses a list comma and a coordinating conjunction comma. The blue, black, and orange mouse loves cheese, comma, but that love will ultimately lead to its death. Get it? Mousetraps? I'm here for the rest of the term. But anyway, we have these commas separating a series of more than two, blue, black, and orange, mouse, a weird looking mouse, loves cheese, comma, coordinating conjunction, but that love will ultimately leads to its death. This last sentence is an example of a common mistake students will make. When you get going with this, every time you see a coordinating conjunction, you're going to assume that a comma goes before it. But that's not true. You need to remember that everything before the coordinating conjunction and everything after the coordinating conjunction can stand alone as a sentence. So if we look at this last sentence, a woman in athletic shorts and a black top stands idly by as her dog pees in the field. So our coordinating conjunction is right here, and. So if we look at what's happening before the coordinating conjunction, a woman in athletic shorts, that cannot be a sentence on its own. Okay? If we look at what's happening after the coordinating conjunction, a black top stands idly by as her dog pees into the field. That would be a weird sentence, although grammatically it could be a sentence, but it doesn't really make any sense. So here, this is not a sentence, so since it's not a sentence, you do not need a comma to go there. So, to recap, when you have two independent clauses that you want to connect, use a fanboy and a comma, and to connect those two independent clauses. Now what I would like you to do is take any notes that you need to take. Also, in your notebook, generate 4 sentences. All 4 sentences need to use coordinating conjunctions. One of the 4 sentences needs to also include a list comma. Also, when you're composing your sentences, be sure to choose the appropriate fanboy and not just slap an or yet in every single one of them. So, this has been Mr. Lindenberg with another riveting episode of Commas. I'm going to go watch Dawson's Creek. I'll see you in class tomorrow.